Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video we are looking at yet another World of Tanks replay. So, for the most part, we're going to be doing, Tuesdays are going to be kind of our off game day, so that's what we're going to be doing. I'm currently playing World of Tanks a lot, and this is one of my first, actually it is my first tier 10 tank. It is the M48 Patton. It's an American non-auto lower, tier 10 medium basically. We are playing on the map Paris, and I typically like to go on the right side and kind of stick to this little incline right here and kind of peek over and take some crafty little shots. In terms of my captain or my crew skills, we are looking at Brothers in Arms for the first perks. Of course, I do have a female commander, so I get Brothers in Arms for free, so my first perk would technically be Sixth Sense, and that allows you to see if you are detected or not. Then I go with Repairs, for the most part, and then I also do Recon on my commander, Snapshot, then Clutch Breaking, and then Safe Stowage is almost done for my, I believe, radio operator. And then, of course, I'm using medium tank gun rammer, coated optics, and vents, as well as premium consumables, and instead of a fire extinguisher, I've got a case of Coca-Cola. I'm also playing with one of my buddies, 3FM. He also has been playing a little bit of tanks with me. So this replay will show some pretty good Patton gameplay and what to expect from this great tank. So early on, I got some cross shots onto that Bat Chatillon 25T, who was not paying too close attention to his minimap, and knowing that some potential threats could be going through that middle. So I was able to get my game started off rather quickly with that nice damage on him. Tag the 48 Patton and damage his track, so I get some track damage as well. I shoot again, but unfortunately he was able to repair his tracks just enough. M103 shoots at me. He does track me as well, but of course with the repairs perk I can obviously get that up going right and quick again. The amazing reload between the medium tank gun rammer, Brothers in Arms, and of course vents and Coca-Cola allow me to get my reload down to a 6.61 seconds, which is very, very nice. I can of course pop in and out, and for most heavy tanks that shoot about 10 rounds a minute, or 10, they have a 10-second reload rather, I am able to go in and take one shot at a time, and somehow I do not pen that Stridsvagn 103B, that Swedish tier 10 tank destroyer. That is a very, very interesting little tank. Takes some HE damage from the T49, not that big of a deal. Gonna shoot through that little sign there and take out that T49. So good job to the Emil, and good gunnery skills by myself, I must say. Here, see this Stridsvagn 103B, it doesn't have a lot of armor by itself, so even though my APCR rounds, I believe I can check and see, even though my APCR rounds have 268mm of penetration, and that thing I believe has 50mm plates angled at like 70 degrees, I actually don't have enough armor penetration for that, and I would actually need to do something like an overmatch, which normally you could do with something like HE shells, but heat rounds actually work wonders against those, because you can see there I've got 330mm of penetration right there. So those Swedish tank destroyers take a lot of damage from heat rounds especially, and I'm trying to get this Maushin, bait him there to shoot. I knew that I was going to take some damage, and he does have a pretty high penetrating and damaging gun, so I had to be careful there and kind of try to bait him into shooting me, and what you saw that I did there. I was going to go support my heavy tank in the IS-4 down low, but seeing that the Emil and the, I believe, the Type 61 is down there as well, I can go back on top and kind of do these pickpocket shots. in and out very quickly. Now, it's really nice for me. Ooh, M103 is peeking out, and of course I'm going to tag him. And he didn't aim far enough behind me, and he was unable to actually pen me. Bounced off my lower plate. Kill that Maotian, and the one thing about the Maotian that is very, very nice for at least the Patton is that you can actually go through its cheeks. Now, the way to minimize this damage if you are playing the Maotian is to angle your turret not at me. So, for example, he was aiming his turret right at me, his gun right at me. If he aimed it at probably about a 30 degree, 40 degree angle, kind of the way his tank is facing, I wouldn't have been able to penetrate him, and really the only viable place to pen him there would have been the cupola. Type 4 Heavy is trying to be a little cheeky with his armor angling, but of course heat rounds are very good for aiming at flat, non-spaced armored surfaces. And here we can maybe see, I don't think that one actually penned, but yeah, heat is very good for flat, non-spaced armor. So that is really why on those big Japanese heavy tanks that you're able to actually get those very nice pens with heat. So again, I still make the mistake here. Can't pen this guy. I'm gonna need heat at this point. Seeing that our Emil, who's on pretty good health, is going back, I'm actually gonna go with my IS-4 buddy, and we're gonna try and take some guys out. So I didn't notice this, but there's actually 2 Swedish tank destroyers left on the game, in the game. And I noticed that here, as soon as he takes that shot, and then I actually spot him pretty soon here. Already has moved. I get spotted there, and I see that Stridsvagn 103-0 is there, and that's when I say to myself, oh shit, and I try loading the HE. As you can see, my armor indicator is actually red, which means I cannot penetrate him. Of course, this is not very good. I actually bounced, which probably hit my turret, because I've only got 152 millimeters of lower plate armor. Again, you can see there my HE is just not doing anything. My IS-4 buddy, well, he's in trouble now. That Stridsvagn 103-0 has a lot of penetration with its APCR standard rounds. So here what I'm going to do is, well, I know he's undetected. I'm going to wait a little bit more, and then I'm going to try and dip out. Because on a one-on-one fight, even though I am a pretty heavily armored tank for a medium, especially my turret with 254 millimeters of frontal armor, it is no match, of course, for my hull, that Stridsvagn 103. So I'm going to try and go unspotted here. I think I'm undetected. I'm pretty sure he probably moved back as well, so I'm going to dip out here and kind of meet up with my other 2 tanks, because when you're fighting in a group, it's a little bit more effective than if you're kind of all spread out. And of course that does apply to something like ships, where if you're kind of spread out, it is a little bit more difficult to keep yourselves angled to all 3 targets, whereas if you're in a group, you can kind of just stay bow on, for example. And there has to be someone showing some amount of side, so that kind of applies here as well. So I'm not exactly sure where this guy could be, but he actually gets spotted, or the 103B gets spotted there. Emil 2 bounces, and I load Hesh, and you can see there that Hesh is going to go right through, and that T-54 pops me with that dirty Russian heat, but he pulls back, fortunately, so I can go and shoot that guy's lower plate, which of course I crave. Now for the Stridsvagn, the Swedish tank destroyer, I am technically a potential one-shot, but the T-54 shows way too much side, and I end up taking him out pretty easy. The last tier 9 tank is right there. I keep my heat loaded because I saw that it worked very well against a tier 10, and if it works against a tier 10, chances are it's going to work against a tier 9. My meal's keeping him hostage, and I miss. Well, that was nice, but I'm going to stick close to the, very close to the edge right there. Put one heat into his turret, or his cupola, and his second into the his cupola again, and that will finish off the game with 7 kills. Alright, so looking at the post-battle results, well, that was one heck of a game, and if I finish with 7 kills, I kind of expect a mastery badge. And that is what I get. I also get Top Gun and High Caliber. Top Gun is you kill 6 more enemies, and I believe you have to also have the most amount of damage, and then High Caliber is pretty standard across games. So managed to get 5 bombs as well, 3,462 total XP, 141,000 credits, which is very nice. I had an 84.62% hit ratio, which isn't too bad. I would think about 85% is above average to great in terms of like Unicum scale. And then I ended up doing 7,254 damage. If you include spotting damage, then nearly 800 or 8,000 rather total damage, which is quite impressive if I do say so myself. Best that I've done personally. Of course, you see there 7 kills as well and 1374 base XP, which was very nice to see. The Emil too actually got quite high himself. Of course, he was a tier 8, so you did get a little bit more XP for killing higher tier vehicles or doing high damage to those higher tier vehicles. So, but still, well played to him. So, detailed report. I didn't do too much blocking of my armor. It's only 790, but of course that's where all the damage comes from. A good portion of my damage was actually outside of 300 meters, which I was pretty close to getting a tank sniper. And well, the battle lasted 10 minutes, so it was a little bit longer of a game for World of Tanks. Usually they're over in about 6 or 7 minutes. The majority of the time, but it was nice that it was a little bit longer and strategic battle, so to say. And well, shots fired 39. I have, I believe, around a 50 total ammo capacity, so maybe a little bit higher. And you saw there at the end that I was running quite low. I had only, believe, 10 heat rounds and I think 7 or 8 APCR and 2 HE shells, so I couldn't do much more damage than that. But with the Patton, you of course do have that flexibility. I hope you guys enjoyed this replay. If you did, leave a like, and well, maybe we can see some more World of Tanks gameplay and other gameplay as well. So if you guys have some suggestions for the games you want us to play, throw them down in the comment section down below. If we have them, maybe we'll put some gameplay up. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all later.